Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more F1 2022 League Racing. We're here in F1WOW, their racing league, in the second round in actually Belgium, because we're having like a reverse calendar type thing. And yeah, sorry for the lack of league racing stuff. I was out for round one. I was there for preseason testing, but out for round one. So we're here in round two around Spa, which I've been, like, the lead up to the race, I was grinding for about 3 days straight. So you join us in qualifying around the Belgium circuit. I usually do a double run basically for the first set. On the first set of tires, I do a run with no ERS and then one with ERS. So this is the one after that actually. So this is our first single run with just fresh tires, minimum fuel, a lot of ERS. So now we're pushing, and also these league races are all streamed on my Twitch, and that's why you'll be hearing lovely pops and glitches from there's two right there from the lovely Twitch stream here. So yeah, I apologize for that. But going through the chicane, coming out of the Camel Straight, now downhill. For me, flat through there because I use full traction control because I do not have the coordination enough for medium traction control. Now we're pushing, and as you'll see a lot in this video, the steering in my car will be very janky. Like that, it's very stiff, very, I don't know how to say it, but like very binary, I guess. Because for some reason I keep having this wheel glitch where it won't turn. It'll just lock into position and it just will not turn, and that would be plaguing me for this entire kind of weekend in this round. So yeah, this is not ideal, especially for us trying to fight for pole, but we'll try to fight through it as now we head into the last corner, as there's a bunch of lovely glitches from the Twitch stream. Go through the bus stop chicane. We'll be coming up to the line here. We will be setting a 1:43.7, which is enough for, at the time, provisional pole. And now we transition into my final run. As you can see on the top right, not a lot of time left. I had to book it on the outlap because I didn't know if I had enough time to make it. I did. At the end, did have enough time to make it, but I did have to book it. As you see, me checking the tires to see how much I've taken out, and it's not a horrible amount, but definitely not the best tire conditions I could have asked for. But as we go up the Camel Straight, we are in the green, but just barely in the green, and now we are up into the chicane at the end of the Camel Straight. Go around the corners, now back downhill for the awkward corners. Apologize, I don't really know the names of these corners, but now we're still going downhill into this one doesn't have a name, I'm pretty sure. No name corner, twitching a lot as we are a pretty decent amount up now, especially through that corner. As now we go through the long left-hander, and then here we just lose traction get stuck on the curb and lose traction, and that's our qualifying done. And I was very, very angry at this point, as Hills now goes on provisional pole. And yeah, and now you see my teammate DanceSuper, who will actually be linked in the description below. You guys can check him out. He ends up crashing at the end of qualifying, so not incredible from us, but that'll be me starting P2, and I believe Dance would be ultimately starting P7 or 8. So yeah, not incredible, but yeah, we transition now onto the grid. So starting P2, and there's our race strategy, mediums to hards. Lower the fuel just a little bit to try to get that extra speed, making sure the wings are all good, making sure the tire pressure is all good, make sure everything's grippy. So now we head on to further down, as I'll just skip the formation lap. You see actually a lot of people were disqualified from the formation lap. And right there you can see the wheel is still glitching out a little bit. There's not really any point showing you guys the formation lap because it is very, very boring. Just me driving around. So now we wait for the rest of the grid to line up. Of course, those pre-race kind of jitters. We're sitting in, we see, yeah, all the people being disqualified from the formation lap. And now we head on to the ready up screen, and now we're on 5 red lights. Okay, the revs up, and lights out, and we are racing under the light in Spa. Decent start. The Mercedes has a great start. I'm trying to go around the outside of the Mercedes, and you can see in the mirror on the top, he just slots right in behind us. I don't think he got great traction out of the corner, or maybe he just backed out. Now we go up Arouge and Raidillon, little lift through Arouge and Raidillon. Tires are still a little bit cold, so really we'll start going flat in lap 2 or 3 right now. And immediately there is a safety car, and I saw that my teammate DanceSuper was caught up in it, unfortunately. And I would show you a replay now, but unfortunately, somehow with F1 being F1, the F1 game, the file got deleted, the replay, so that's unfortunate. But now, safety car's ending on lap 3, I believe, and Haas going really quite slowly, weaving to get his tire temperature up. And these are definitely all, like league racers will tell you, this is the most tense moment of almost every league race, is just the safety car restart. If you're not starting on pole, you never starting in the first position on the restart, as the Haas goes a little bit wide. That kind of shocked me a little bit and made me unfortunately not get the greatest of starts, as I backed off, and I really shouldn't have, but I backed off as we get another lovely glitch from Twitch. Just not the best starts, and he's just walking away now, and now we have pressure from the Mercedes behind to go up Arouge and Raidillon. We're just trying to stay within that slipstream of the Haas. There's a little look behind to see where the Mercedes is, and he pulls out a slipstream really quite early. I think he was trying to bait me into defending, but I try to pull that move a lot, and I was not falling for that one. And I think that will end up costing him as we go down the hill, down into the no-name corner now. As now we kind of just walked away from the Mercedes. I think he just compromised himself throughout the corners. Now 1.1 behind, going through the long left-hander, 7th gear. We're starting to finally reel in the Haas, and he's transitioned to lap 5. We are catching him by a lot. And now we have that straight going up the Kemmel straight. We know we have the DRS. We have the slipstream. The Mercedes has caught us a little bit, but he's within DRS, but I don't think especially with us having DRS in the slipstream, he has no chance, and he gets a 3-second time penalty to rub salt in the wound. But now we are going on hill. I accidentally turned off the DRS. Another glitch from Twitch, but yeah, I accidentally turned off the DRS, and I think if I kept that, I think I would have probably kept on him, but unfortunately I accidentally turned it off, so we are still behind him, going in down to no-name corner now. Now we go downhill into the long left-hander, but now we will transition into the very next lap. Now going up Arouge and Raidillon again with the slipstream and DRS, the triple threat. Now we are, look at the overspeed, catching hills. He's gonna go to the inside, we're gonna go to the outside, go round the outside. He does pinch us to the apex. And now we sweep round the outside, and as you can see in the mirror, he slots just right in between us, and we go to the middle of the circuit to try to defend, not super harshly, but defend enough to keep the Haas at bay. And now we're going downhill, once again into the long left-hander. Yeah, I think that was a perfect move to just sweep around the outside of him and then slide right into the middle. I don't think he had enough room to pass on either side, so I think that was a pretty good move from us. But as we transition into lap 8, he's still right behind us, not really disappearing in the way I really wanted us to. So now he has DRS. I go in the middle of the circuit once again, try to force him on the outside, as he will, but I think I have a chance here, and I just get tagged and spun around, and for good measure I reset the track. And to be honest, looking back at that incident, I don't know if that's my fault. I don't think it's my fault. I feel like it's most likely a racing incident. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. At the time, I completely blamed Hills, obviously. But now looking back at it, more 50-50. If anything, I may have drifted a little bit too wide on that corner, trying to force him out too much. But yeah, it's just so frustrating, especially when you're fighting for the lead of the race. My tires are now dead from that spin. Now we transition to a while later, actually. This is after we pit. Nothing really happened, to be honest. The Williams got past me, but we're now on hard tires. We pit on lap 10, and there's a safety car. And this is actually going to play right into our hands. It's a perfect opportunity because the hard tires were okay, but it's much better if we, as you see right now, pit in for medium tires. Kind of cautious into the pits, making sure we don't get a penalty. And so even going into neutral on accident. But now we head down the pit lane. The Mercedes gets out ahead of us. Now we stop for medium tires, yeah, and then I check on the mini-map real quick at this time, and I see that there's an Aston Martin barreling down towards us at most likely racing speed, because it is time to catch the safety car cue as I hit the wall. But yeah, going now, and I just barely, by like a quarter of a tenth, just barely get to the safety car line in front of the AlphaTauri, not Aston. As we just get out ahead, that was the best timing ever. But now, I realize now that I'm actually in a really good position to fight for the win, because Kyle ahead of us has stopped for the soft tires, which will die in 3 laps. ST has a 3-second time penalty, and Hills, my team principal who I was on a call with, actually told me that Hills was having a 3-second time penalty. Once we go to the restart now, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity for me. I know there's not many laps left, and Kyle still has a chance on those soft tires to kind of waltz away from us. But I think we still have a decent chance, as actually ST is in AI mode for some reason. I think he may have disconnected. But now on the restart, knowing that we do have a chance to win, I had a little bit more confidence. As the Williams gets past the Mercedes, I knew if I just kept it clean that this could be a very easy win for us. Now we head up to Arouge and Radion. And up the Camel Straight, we just have to stick with these guys. Just make sure we're in that 3-second gap. We don't really need to worry about ST as much, because again, he's in AI mode for some reason. So don't really know why he was doing that, as the leaders are going wheel to wheel, and that's slowing them up, and this is perfect for me as I get really good traction out of the corner and just go right through the ghosting Mercedes. And these leaders are still kind of holding each other up, and right here I kind of look behind and I'm like, oh, he's back. That's him in the car, so that kind of scared me a bit. But we still have ST behind us. And actually, the Red Bull, I believe, is catching up to us. Of Max something, I don't fully remember. But these guys are still battling and just letting me inch closer and closer with every single corner. We go down the back straight. I don't have as much straight line speed as them, to be honest. because there's some yellow flags as always in league racing. Because we're now heading down to the bus stop chicane, and all of a sudden, two things actually happen. The Williams actually ends up hitting Hills, and the Mercedes makes an almighty send from 5/10 back, I believe. So yeah, two things happening, like, as we give the Mercedes a little love tap right there. Two things happening, which I was like, what just happened? We just got sent, and then the leader just clouded. What just happened? But so we don't really lose any positions, to be honest. We still stay in third, but ST is now still ahead of us as I try. I think I pulled out of the slipstream a little bit too early. Is now here. He doesn't have the greatest traction. I sense a little thing going up, but then he actually runs wide, and this is the perfect opportunity for me. Dive down the inside, force him out as he slots in behind us. There's the Red Bull. He has the fastest lap, so I know his fastest lap was like 2 seconds faster than me or something like that, 1.5 seconds, something crazy like that. So I know he's going to be dangerous, as I'm just looking in the mirror to see where they are. If you look on the top right, you'll see the mirror. And through this corner, you'll see ST and the Red Bull touch, actually. And that sends ST spinning, and now we don't have to worry about him. We just have to focus on the Williams ahead. And as I say that, he spins into the barrier and sends a bunch of shrapnel and debris into my car, which kind of scared me. As you see, I didn't really shift up. I was like, whoa. I didn't want to get a punctured tire. As you see, he's still actually pretty decently fast with that broken front wing. And now, as the Red Bull makes an almighty send on the Williams again, sent from nowhere. And now, at this moment, I knew I had the race in the bag, because as much as I am not as fast as the Red Bull, he has a ton of penalties, and all I really need to do is stick within 3 seconds of him, because I knew that with that reset to track thing, with the first incident with Hills, I'll probably get a 5-second time penalty at the end of the race, because I'll probably be reported, and at the moment it is, I believe. I don't know if I have the penalty, so I just let him by. There's no really need in risking it. And I was told at the end of the race that that was actually a good decision, because apparently he not only took out the Mercedes, he actually ended up taking out like a few drivers. So I felt good about that one at the end of the day, because I really did not want to be spun out again and have someone else take the win away from me. So yeah, in my mind, I needed to just put my head down and just follow him. Don't make any mistakes. Don't get a stupid penalty. Just stay within 3 seconds, and you'll have this race win in the bag as we now transition to the last lap. And as you can see at the top left, on the timing screen, I do actually have that 3-second gap. And we'll finally cross the line to win our race in Belgium. And I was like so incredibly happy with this, because haven't really won in a while. Last year, as the few videos I posted after I just left the league, I just really struggled throughout that, and to come back and win this round and kind of the return to the league, it felt pretty good. So yeah, as we transition now to, this is the race standings. I win with my teammate DanceSuper getting 8th place. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and please do subscribe. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.